I'm not a believer in a lot of things. This is one product that I am super excited to put on all of our acres next year.
Biologicals are a driving force in agriculture's mission to feed a growing population while protecting environmental resources. But does the data-backed science lead to performance? Join NewLeaf Symbiotics on a journey that demonstrates whether their unique biological PPFM technology moves beyond potential and promise to proof of impact on the acre. This is the Pink Performance Tour.
Hey Kevin, thanks so much for having us back out this week.
Yeah, it was great seeing you guys last week, and you know, it's amazing how much the crop has changed in
just 7 days,
7
right?
days, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of give you a little tidbit about the whole year. You know, I promised you when we did this trial that we would see tar spot.
Yeah, you did.
And I was wrong. But for you guys, luckily, we had southern rust. I'm not so lucky, but so we're actually standing in a strip in the field here where we didn't spray any fungicides or do any management for southern rust, just to showcase what it can do. You know, just a little strip in the field. So this is not actually our normal practice, but as you can see, you know, southern rust in this strip is just about killed the crop.
Absolutely.
So we were lucky enough to try your 601 and your biostimulant, and I'm super stoked with what we've seen on the results for especially the southern rust part, you know, not counting what it's done to the plant itself as far as the biostimulant, but you know, southern rust and tar spot are what I call the two main concerns growing corn. They both can just destroy crop, as you can see, with no management to it, and let's be honest, as a farmer, you know, we're not exactly in the greatest of times money-wise. We're actually looking for a cheaper, better way than have to spray fungicides all the time, and it kind of looks like we may have found something that does a really good job on controlling southern rust.
Well, and it comes in at a time where you think you've got the whole season in a bag, right?
Yeah.
You're like, great, okay, it's shaping up to be a banner year, like the ears look great, but you explained it really well last week of what happens from your first observation of seeing it in the field to letting this test strip just kind of go on its own, how quickly it advances, right? So,
you know, from there till now, just you know, look at the damage that it's done to our crop. You know, we'll just pull an ear off here. Actually feels pretty good ear, but you know, it's probably black layer. Yeah, we actually there's a kernel black layered already. So we were here last week, and this is the untreated corn, and you can see the kernels are not really big. I mean, they're decent size, but I'm excited to look at the treated because it was greener, a lot healthier. We're gonna, you know, pack more starches and carbohydrates, sugars into that kernel. We should have a lot bigger kernels in that. So.
Well, and you helped me understand last week too. You're like, well, okay, the crop's senescing, right? It's just senescing naturally. So how bad can a little foliar disease be? But I mean, you helped me understand like this leaf here, and like all of this is still photosynthesizing, and you need that for grain fill. Like you can't lose that last bit of juice from the photosynthesis.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. That takes, you know, without that canopy, in which we'll see, the combine will tell. You know, I got a rough idea what the difference in this is going to be in the water treated. You know, I'm guessing at least 70 bushel.
Wow.
From the untreated to the treated stuff.
And it just happened in like 2 weeks.
And in 2 weeks, that's what basically the crop has turned into. So, I mean, it's still going to be decent corn, but I'm really excited what that other corn's going to be.
Well, and thanks for leaving the test strip, because it does help us understand, like, okay, this is what it looks like with no treatment for foliar pathogens late in the season. It helps us get a really good sense of what the different programs that you trialed here look like. So, let's go check it out.
Yep. So now we're in the trial where we ran the N-furrow 601. You know, you can just stand here and look about how much more green there is. Yeah, there's definitely some presence here, but you know, it's all dead now. We don't see any new spores.
No.
But
And even 7 days ago, all of these were open pustules, releasing tons of orange spores, but they've almost, with the heat and the dryness, right, they've almost finished.
yeah. What that means is, you know, we want this canopy till the corn black layers or becomes mature. We need green tissue to pull photosynthesis, to make more sugars, to get the kernels bigger, all the way till it's mature. And you know, that corn over there is done. You know, there's really no tissue left. You know, right here's the ear leaf.
That's still so green.
It looks pretty good yet for the disease pressure. And naturally, where we didn't treat any, you know, gives off more spores. So, you know, if we'd have had the whole field treated like this, I don't know if we would show any.
Wow.
Southern rust.
So we came out and we did full ratings, right? So we did 3 10-foot transects in each plot. We rated the ear leaf, and then we rated the leaf above the ear leaf, and it's a 0 to 3 scale for southern rust. So 0 is like there's none, right? 1 is kind of like 1 to 50%. 2 we were calling maybe like 50% to 80%, and 3 was just smoked. And going through that in this whole setup here, and now this particular plot, you also did a foliar application, right?
We did run a foliar over the
Yeah.
which was at R3, which was a little later than what we probably would have normally, because there was definitely some southern rust sneaking through, but it was kind of amazing that it stopped it in its track. I mean, it was pretty amazing.
So grower standard practice, the test strip where you purposely did not apply anything for late season fungicides, that was a 2.5 on a 0 to 3 scale. So it was absolutely smoked. Where you just had TS601 at planting, it was a 1.8, so it moved the dial. But your idea to really like, well, let's see if we can apply it again, right? And it's almost like the idea of a booster shot for a vaccine. We're like, well, it should promote the plant's immune system, just having it on there once. But I'm really glad that we looked at it also adding later in the season, because that brought it down to a 1.1 on a 0 to 3 scale. We're thrilled to see this, right? And we can't wait to test it more.
What I would say, what we're going to do next year, you know, we're going to run every acre with it, but you know, I think we can get by running the N-furrow and just come back at tassel and running a foliar with it. You know, the yield between that and the way we normally manage it, you know, there may not be a difference in yield, but the big thing is it's going to be a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, so our cost per acre is going to go way down.
And that's huge.
And you know, with farming being as tough as it is right now, that is massive. So now we're up here, we kind of just pulled a couple leaves. This is the non-treated, and that's the treated. And here's the interesting thing about it. You know, even though these kernels, you could still see a difference, but with this green leaf on it, you know, this kernel, this cob here is still going to keep getting bigger and bigger. You know, it's going to be able to still photosize, put more kernels in, and then the non-treated, you know, even though we have a milk line, it's still not, it's actually dead. So what we, you know, not only is it going to not keep packing starches in and wait, but it's actually going to take longer for it to black layer to be mature because it's a die off, not a dry off.
Because some of this is natural senescence.
Yes.
But I mean, this is the same hybrid, just a couple rows over, right? But a lot of that is due to just the heavy southern rust pressure. You can see all the pustules and So this had NewLeaf's corn biostimulant and TS601 biofungicide at planting, and then a foliar pass of TS601 EPA-registered biofungicide a little bit past VT, right?
Yeah, well, actually about 3 weeks after.
3 weeks, okay.
So right when the southern rust is really starting to pick up.
And just like we saw when we scouted it last week and did a full workup, it's not 100% free of rust, but looking at the leaves, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is still very low incidence of rust. And like you said, these are done. They're not releasing active spores anymore. It's not spreading any further. And the leaf has retained its ability to still make food for the plant, right?
Yeah. So, you know, the coolest thing I think about this biostimulant, biofungicide is that it grows with the plant.
Yeah.
You know, it's not one of these products that we've tried, even on some of the fungicides that we use, you know, we apply it and it's 2-3 weeks later, boom, we have to try to apply it again. But this actually grows with the plant. So it's staying in the plant and doing what it's supposed to do. You know, and that's, as a farmer, that's what saves money, you know, and not have to apply fungicides that many times.
So our biostimulant microbes, they colonize at the root, and they allow for better nutrient uptake. So they, like, even if you're applying a lot of micronutrients, the plant can't always take them up. They sometimes convert to, you know, potentially plant inavailable form. So our biostimulants can take any micronutrient in the soil and just make it more accessible to the plant. And they're not just there for a short time, they're there for the duration of the plant's life. And then our biofungicide, again, you know, applied either foliarly, like, or at planting, lives on the roots for the entire season and changes gene expression in the roots as well.
I'm not a believer in a lot of things. You know, we've tried a bunch of things over the last, you know, 10 to 15 years, and you know, this is one product that I could say that I am super excited to put on all of our acres next year.